Oh, that's a big fish.
Big fish, mate.
That is a big common.
This is one incredible adventure.
Ow! Three fishing-mad amigos travel the world with one thing on their minds: carp.
Look at the size of that.
I'm Ali Hamidi.
Oh, what do you got to say about that?
I'm Tom Dove. That is a very big common.
And I'm Neil Spooner.
Yes! Get in! Together, we're angling across the planet to find the biggest carp in the world.
I've been waiting for this moment. As a species, they've grown to mythical sizes.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, man.
But our journey changes dream to reality.
It's a blue PB as well.
It's everything!
We'll take you on a wild ride to some epic locations.
It's just got a real big fish feel about it.
We'll take on new challenges.
I am absolutely knackered.
We'll push ourselves to the limits.
Hands starting to cramp.
But most of all, we'll catch monster carp.
That's got to be 16.
That's massive.
For our latest adventure, we flew from our home in Blighty to Ljubljana in Slovenia, a country none of us have ever fished before. Nestled in the heart of Europe, it's mostly known for its picture postcard rolling green hills and idyllic lakes. But one thing it may not be well known for is its massive carp.
That's right, Al. These Slovenian cyprinids grow to huge sizes, and with a number of beautiful lakes now producing carp to well over 60 pounds, it's a place we just couldn't ignore.
And our search for Slovenian monster carp is going to take us to two of the country's finest lakes.
There's still like loads of bears around here, apparently.
400.
Handy.
400 brown bears. Full-on brown bears, man.
That is cool. That's a cool
Would you give one some honey?
No. Before we start our quest for Slovenian monster carp, we made a pit stop at a river just outside Ljubljana, a perfect place to start our fishing adventure and test our angling skills.
This spot is a real local's favourite, and we've been tipped that fished right, we could get amongst a whole range of species. These included familiar fish found in the UK, like the barbel, known for its explosive power, carp, which have been caught in this river to 30 pounds, and bream, a species that not many like due to their lack of fight and slimy bodies. It also has a few species that we're not so familiar with, like the common naze, also known as a sneak, a small migratory species that grow to around 25 centimetres.
And of course, we were going to have a match. The rules were simple: biggest fish wins and gets the all-important first choice of swim at the next venue. We pulled short straws to see who went where, and shock, I got first pick and chose the best spot downstream where the fish are more likely to come across my bait first. To give us the best chance of catching, we were going to be using a tried and tested method.
Here we go, starting a tyre for this wonderful river. We have got a 2-ounce medium-sized gripper feeder on a small leg clip, all there. Anti-tangle sleeve, 3.5 foot of 10-pound IQ, to a little size 10 mixer hook, which has a small 10mm boilie inside it, and it's wrapped in smart paste, okay? So really super smelly, lovely stuff that is, very fatty. It will erode off the bait underwater in the flow. God knows what we're going to catch, but that's going to be the starting approach. Loaded into these swim feeders was a strong, oily fishmeal ground bait, which leaks food signals out into the river, attracting the fish towards our hook. The area of the river we were going to fish was also important. We're going to be targeting the crease of the river, which is a boundary between fast and slow water. This is created when the main current flows around a bend or obstacle and some water backs up on itself to refill the space left behind. This is a prime spot where fish hold up, waiting to intercept food coming down the main flow. Everything was set, it was time to cast.
Right, put your rod down out of the way, come on.
All right, mate. You've got a whole river. How long are we giving it? Tom's normally bored by now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm bored already.
He already thinks he's blanking. Dovey, patience is a virtue, and a bite surely wasn't far away as our lines were already twitching and large fish were showing. We were all focused, and you could feel the tension as we waited to see who would draw first blood.
Oh, yeah.
And we're off. Spooner's away first.
Come on, my little fella. Yes! What is that?
I think that's a naze, look, with the old dimple on the face.
There we go. My first ever naze.
Spooner had set the marker, but we knew there were bigger fish in this river, and it wasn't long until I started to see some bigger knocks on my rod tip.
He's taking line.
What is it?
I still don't know, mate.
No, it's not.
That's a carp, that's a carp, that's a carp.
It's a little.
They just follow me about, these things. Go on, then, we'll get it there. Yay!
This sprightly little common weighed in at £6, 4 ounces.
That puts me in the lead, but it's very beatable, that is. Well, there he is, a perfect little Slovenian common that puts me in the lead. Mwah. Thank you very much, mate.
I was now in last place and needed something decent quick.
That's on, whatever that is.
Yeah.
How's it?
Oh, go on, son.
Oh.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
This fish was no tiddler, and it might be my chance to take the lead.
Oh, this could be over £6, couldn't it?
Almost definitely, I reckon.
Oh, it's a carp.
Oh, good end.
Yes.
With mine weighing £6, 4 ounces, this looked close. I'm going to give you £7.1.
Well, how about that? Look at that. Proper bronze Slovenian common carp.
Now, we were about to witness a rare sight. No, not a Slovenian beaver, but Ali winning a challenge.
This beaver's getting a bit close.
4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the church bells in the distance. Our dog, you are the winner.
Really good fun today. Now comes the real deal. I am in pole position, but on a big lake, it just doesn't work out like that. And as long as the team do well, I'm happy.
With the competition done, we set off on the second leg of our journey and headed 60 miles west towards the border of Slovenia to a wild lake set in the alpine forests.
We fished wild lakes all around the world and know these are special places. Not originally designed for carp fishing, but over time have become home to myths and legends and have attracted anglers seeking out their hidden gems.
Not for the faint-hearted, these wild lakes test even the most skilled of angler. Often huge expanses of waters, savage terrain with underwater snags. Unknown and low stocks of big carp are common features. But when you catch, the rewards are breathtaking and the sense of achievement is on another level. Our battleground on this trip was Lake Vogricek, a 240-acre lake shaped like a scar cut through the hills.
It was created by the flooding of a river with deep gullies, steep tree-lined banks, and below the surface is a minefield of snags left from the dead trees and sharp rocks.
The lake stock of carp is fairly unknown. Many of the wild carp are around £30, but the real jewels and our target for this lake are the £40 plus carp that reside here.
But there is one fish that holds the status of legend, a carp that goes by the name of Toro. At nearly 70 pounds, this long golden common is a fit fighting machine and is sought after all across Europe. A carp that anglers spend years trying to catch, with few ever succeeding. To catch this would be a fish of a lifetime.
Yes! Someone's keen.
Yes! Yes!
Someone's got first choice.
I have a very, very rare emotion.
The water's down a bit, innit?
The water is down, but that does mean that the fish could be funneled into a smaller area, don't you think?
Absolutely, less water for them to hide in.
But the hardest part of today is going to be the fact that that's out. It's very warm. You're already burning and you've just been sat in a car. And we've got a proper military exercise to get to where I think we all should be. Do you agree?
I do. Boat journeys are us.
These fishing trips are more like military operations, and months of planning and a lot of help is needed to give us the best chance of catching those monsters. So with the help from our support team and crew, we loaded the boats ready to head down the lake. I've never carp fished in Slovenia before and it looked absolutely brilliant. The lake here is massive and I think the water's a lot down, which is going to change the fishing quite a lot. We're going to be fishing on little plateaus, I think, at the bottom of the shelf and not up against the trees if the water was up, but it's looking really good.
Before I actually set foot on Slovenian soil, I knew the lakes we were going to, obviously, and because I will be using some technology in the way of a bait boat, I had downloaded the maps onto the app for the bait boat, and I'd seen the lake, and I'd spied the spots, and do you know what? There was this little area with this channel running off, almost like, if you like, a sanctuary, a free sanctuary where people can't fish. And believe it or not, coming out first, I'm right in front of that, so I'm really excited. Don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but it looks good.
I had second choice and decided to go next to Ali, where I'd found a lovely shallow plateau at a depth of around 26 feet.
With the boys grouped together, I headed further down the lake towards the dam. I was also going to fish the far bank as well, but position myself next to a bay so I could fish one of my rods at the opening.
With our swim locations chosen, the next step was to pinpoint the areas we were going to present our baits. To do this, we used an echo sounder, a device that sends sound waves down into the lake, giving us crucial information on depth and lakebed structures. I also utilised my bait boat to help me map the area, store positions, and by being out in the boat, I could also gain a visual understanding of the lake.
Modern technology, a wonderful thing.
With our fishing spots now located, it was time to sort out our approach. We would be using some serious gear to fish this snaggy lake. Strong apex braids tied to a 60-pound mono leader, then attached to dark matter safety leaders with 10-ounce gripper leads on a leg clip with strong hook links and extra sharp crank or curve hooks.
Well, we've been told in here there's terrapins, there's crayfish, and there are some smaller nuisance fish as well. So I think we're going to go in hard with boilies and tiger nuts, potentially tiger nuts on the hooks and really hardened boilies as well as a hook bait option.
Dovey and I were dropping our rigs by hand, while Ali was sending his rigs out by bait boat to the GPS markers he'd previously set. For the bait, we were all using a mix of tiger nuts, cell and link boilies, and for added attraction, they were coated in a sweet, smelly liquid. With all the rods now set, it was time to settle into our first night, and the legend Toro was on all of our minds.
It's always tough to know how things are going to go, but I feel very, very good out there.
Coming up, Dovey does the impossible.
Why do you have all these problems all the time?
Right, let's
You've got the big one.
Our Slovenian carp fishing adventure was now well underway. After stopping for a match on a river and witnessing a rare sight, our winning a challenge, we had now arrived at the first of two carp lakes, Vogrešek. This wild water is home to some special carp, none more so than the mythical Toro at nearly 70 pounds. But our realistic target to start with was to try and catch a 40-pounder.
As darkness fell on our first night, we were straight into action. Ali unfortunately lost a fish out in his boat, but I had more success and landed 2 small carp. On such a hard lake, this was a great start and a massive confidence boost for the session ahead.
As the sun rose on our second day, Spooner was also called into action for the first time, and with what looks like a rather special but small mirror carp.
Come on. Come on. Yes!
Well done, Spoons, finally off the mark, and that looks like a right old corker.
Well, how about that for a beautiful fish?
It's a linear mirror carp, so cool because it's got that perfect row of scales running down the middle of its flank. Weighing in at about 23, 24 pound, but more importantly, my first Slovenian carp. Get in.
These small carp were all well and good, but we weren't here for the smaller residents. Our target was a 40-pounder. With such a mix of stock sizes, you just don't know what could be swimming about in front of you. From the legend of Toro to the smaller carp this lake holds, each bite needs maximum concentration.
The fish is kiting on a very long line, and obviously I've got that other rod going to the same spot, so I'm trying to figure out whether it's gone left of it or it's underneath it, but this is fighting very different to the other fish. It's a bit slower and fighting deeper. The other ones are on the surface and sort of skittish and bombing about, but this one's a lot slower.
You good, then?
Yeah, I think so, mate, yeah.
No, I knew it's like the 29 kiloer. Of course it will be.
No, I don't think it's that big, but it's... I'd bet it's bigger than the ones we've caught so far. Do you know what it keeps doing, though? It keeps going really low, and I can feel it touching these stumps, just grating.
This battle raged on for nearly half an hour. In 30-degree heat, this would sap anyone's energy, but the carp was also starting to tire, and at any minute would break the surface.
Oh, that's a big fish. That is a big common. Look at that, man.
Go on. That's a go out further, mate, but I can't.
That is a big fish. That is a big fish. Go on, Spoons. Yes!
That's a big carp.
Yes! That is a very big common.
Even though I was out on the boat, I could just tell that this carp was special.
That is a lovely
It's
carp.
the width of it as well, Al. Look.
Yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful looking creature. Look at that.
My PB's 66 pounds 11 ounces that I caught in Bosnia, and this looks like it might beat that. I didn't think it was that big first of all, but it is absolutely massive. Look at the size of that. That's got to be one of the biggest ones in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unknown to us, what Dovey had just caught and what we were now looking at was Toro.
That's got to be 60.
That's
isn't it?
massive.
Go back down.
Is that bottom of them scales?
It's bottomed them out at like 64 pounds. I'm not even joking.
No, I thought it had.
Shut up! Yes! Why do you have all these problems all the time?
Wait, let's
You've got the big one.
Is it a big one?
It's got to be 29 kilo.
I really can't believe it. It's bottomed out scales of 64 pounds, something like that. So it could be a new PB for me, this.
We retained Toro safely while we got some bigger scales. It was now time to see how big this carp really was.
Oh my God.
That is
29.
29.5 kilos.
It's hard to even contemplate what we are seeing. This legendary carp Toro is so sought after and hard to catch that some have fished it for 15 years and failed.
Oh, mate, that is a creature, Tom.
Look at that.
Look at the width of it.
65 pound common. I did not expect that. Do you know, it's actually taken me by surprise because I just didn't think we were going to catch something like this.
The width of the thing is incredible. I did say that when it went in the net, didn't I?
Oh my God.
It's a beast.
I am so pleased with that.
We're less than a day into our stay on Vograshek, and normally I'd say, I can't believe someone's caught a mid-60, but because it's Dovey, I can believe it. He does it all the time. Even so, to leave here with one of the biggest 2 or 3 fish in the lake is absolutely ridiculous.
I keep repeating myself, but honestly, I just did not expect that to happen, especially here. There isn't many fish over 50 pound in here, let alone over 60 pound, and a 65 pound common. I just cannot believe it. It's nearly a PB of mine, certainly a common PB, and this is what it's all about. Rear with your mates, catching massive fish. Yeah, cheers, Neil.
Well done, mate.
What Dovey has just achieved in such a short amount of time is truly special. Some may say it's luck, but this guy can fish. And without every element being spot on, the bites just wouldn't happen. One crucial part is his unique rig, the quad nut.
That is beautifully sharp, and what I think is the perfect setup for this lake. We've got 4 big tiger nuts on there to get away from the nuisance fish, and a very heavy rig this side. You've got a 10-ounce lead just to make sure that it doesn't pull across the bottom on that gravel out there. And everything's stepped up here because of the snag, so we've got 50-pound leader and 30-pound stiff hook link. And the best thing about this rig is that it sits out there until 65-pound commons pick them up.
With only one lost fish to my name and increasing paranoia of the abundance of snags that we came unprepared for, it was time to return to the drawing board. And with the aid of a lovely Austrian angler, Mikey from the next swim, he came to my rescue with some much needed items of tackle that will help me overcome this severe underwater terrain.
So the beauty of this system that Mikey uses everywhere, don't you, is it keeps the leader off the deck, so it's coming straight up, almost like a reed stem, and that polyball about 1 metre underwater.
Something like this, yeah.
Yeah, it allows you to still tighten up. But what it means is when you do get a take, the lead's going to come off the lead system, but that line is already off the bottom, rather than potentially dragging across the floor. You think you get a bite, fish goes left or right, your line's on the deck, and it can get caught in a snag, and that's what is the biggest problem in somewhere like that. You only have to look around here to the abundance and tree stumps, and that's exactly what's going on out there. So we're now going to go out there, aren't we, and have a little look how to do it.
We're gonna set the rod.
Lovely.
Perfect.
Let's go and get the rod out.
While Ali went about setting up his new polyball system out over his spots with new BFF Mikey, I'd got my rigs back into position and they were ready for action.
Happy days. I've got a sneaking suspicion this isn't going to be quite as big as the last one.
Using a marker with this type of fishing has many benefits, but one drawback is that you can pick it up when playing a fish, and that's exactly what's happened here.
That's the line from the marker, you can see that. Go on, get out. I suppose it's all caught up. Yes! Beautiful.
This one tipped the scales to £41.
Look at that. Slovenian mirror. It's been a bit of a good day, isn't it? Pretty good day's fishing that. £65 common, followed up by a £41 mirror. 2 23s in a night, and we've only been here 24 hours. It's just a joke, isn't it?
What an achievement. He'd smashed our team target not once, but twice in a day.
It was a quiet night and no carp were caught between us. Dovey was catching up on some extra rest after his epic achievements, while Ali was awake, reflecting on his carpless session so far.
Well, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because I'm actually thoroughly enjoying this session, even though I thought I got in what is the greatest swim on planet Earth. By eye, it looked amazing. By result, it certainly isn't amazing. I'm just hoping now that I can nail something. It's a lovely place, and I'd hate to leave here without having caught a carp.
It'll happen now. We've got faith in you.
It's been pretty quiet for me since yesterday evening, but I've seen a few fish showing right down in the bay, so it makes sense to get both rods in there. You can only catch them when they're in front of you.
And while Spooner went about moving his rods on the showing fish to the bay to his right, I was enjoying a morning swim. Now I've had the biggest fish in the lake. It's time to sit back, relax, enjoy my holidays.
And after a long time, it looks as though Ali's hard work and perseverance is about to pay off.
Hey, go on, Al. Don't lose it, eh?
I didn't want to take any chances, so I headed out in the boat to try and get above the fish as quickly as possible. By using the polyballs, it helps keep the carp up in the water and stops them from travelling too far from the spot.
Hey! When you go to a new venue, you can go with your eyes, you can go with your natural watercraft, you think you've got the dolly hole if you like, but it hasn't turned out like that, you know, and I'm fishing spots and I'm thinking, how am I not getting a bite from there? I actually couldn't work it out, but, you know, something good has happened now, so I've just set a little target in my mind. I want to catch a 40-pounder.
And with Ali finally off the mark, it seemed to have started off a catching spree, with Spooner's rod ripping off first.
This isn't just a dream stuck on a bed.
Well, I guess the important lesson here is if you're seeing fish somewhere else, get a rig on them.
This incredible golden common carp weighed in at £33. Dovey was off next, catching not one but 2 carp back to back. I was then in again as well. This one felt bigger. And after another frantic boat battle, I landed what looked like a potential 40-pounder.
And with the carp now safely back on shore, has Ali got what he came for?
39.8, let's call it that. So close, but irrespective of size, that is one mega-looking carp.
Catching carp is what we love, but to do it while travelling the world and meeting like-minded anglers makes it that little bit more special.
That's a proper carp, that, isn't it? I'm really, really happy. I can leave here totally content now that I've caught something I'm really proud of catching. It didn't make the magical 40-pound target, but honestly, who cares? Because if you offered me that this morning, the shape, the beauty, what a carp. Absolute stunner. Really, really happy with that.
During the night, no more big carp were caught, just a small one for myself and another one for Al. But as the sun rose on our last full day on this lake, the carp seems to have moved back onto Dovey's spot.
A very beautiful and tranquil morning was ruined very quickly by a bite from hell. I very nearly lost my rod then.
This carp looked like another good fish, and after the signature long, powerful battles that these carp are known for, the carp was now ready to be netted.
Yes.
Another big, majestic carp. What a trip Dovey's having, and at £45 10 ounces, it's the second biggest carp caught so far.
He's a bruiser, mate.
He's a big old fish, him, and I nearly lost him in a Donald as well, so bit of a nightmare could have been.
Donald
Trump in the stumps, Forrest Gump's.
Duffy was having a blinder of a session here on this lake, and as we went into our final day at Vograchek, we managed to carry on catching. Spooner had a few more mid-doubles, me a nice 30-pounder, and of course the Dove Stepper had a few more fish on his rocking spot, including this 37-pounder, then this 34-pound common at sunset. The lad was on fire.
An absolutely cracking common for a cracking evening. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
We'd smashed our targets. Dovey caught a carp of a lifetime, but it was now time to leave this lake and head off on the final leg of our monster carp adventure.
Next up, we arrive at a magical venue.
Looks like we've got them feeding. Now's when it could get fun.
We were now halfway into our Slovenian adventure, and so far the trip had exceeded all expectations, with all of us catching loads of stunning carp and Dovey smashing our target of a 40-pounder, catching the lake's biggest resident, Toro, at 65 pounds. But we were leaving this wild lake behind and heading off in search of more monster carp. We travelled 100 miles east back past Ljubljana to the opposite side of Slovenia. Nestled amongst the rolling hills and alpine forests was our final destination.
Oh, look at that!
Hey, I'll tell you what, the water's not down there, is it? That is beautiful.
We had arrived at Lake Smartinsko. Before we get the rods out, we needed to find out who gets first choice of swim. With all these apple trees around, we were going to pick numbered apples from a bag, obviously.
I think it's only fair as the hero caught the biggest carp in the last lake to pick first, so...
I've got a feeling there's going to be a repeat of the numbers. I'm going to get 2, you're going to get 1.
So that's some size.
Neil's going to get...
Next pick.
Oh, no, of course I have. Got 1.
Yes!
Oh, you cannot believe it. You can, of course you can.
That left Al picking second and me with last choice. Again.
To be fair, though, the lake's really well stocked. Don't think there's a bad swim out there. And do you know what, mate? If you want, you're welcome to double up with me wherever I am and we can have a social. So you're
here, mate, it's fine.
Oh, get me coat.
With that sorted, it was now time to head down and get our first real look at the lake.
And this place is a right stunner. Dug in the 1970s and at 279 acres, it's one of the largest artificial lakes in Slovenia. This tranquil paradise is open to the public and is a tourist magnet. But we're not here for the paddleboarding. We've come here because it's full to the brim with massive carp. Large commons and scaly mirrors, many of them well over the 40-pound mark. It is also home to the current Slovenian record, which stands at 74 pounds caught back in 2013. Reports say that this carp is no longer, but if the record is going to be broken, this is the place to be.
As soon as I saw this lake, I absolutely fell in love with it. It's so picturesque, beautiful green trees, but the best thing of all, there's some whacking great carp in here. Can't wait to get started.
This is a public lake with restricted night fishing areas where you have to pre-book your swim. With the best spots already taken, we had a very limited tiny stretch in the middle to choose from. Dovey chose the swim closest to the main body of the lake. I went next to him, and that left Spooner the last swim available next to me. To tackle this place, we kicked off by trying to find firmer spots to present our rigs. We did this by using a marker, and by feeling the lead pulling along the lake bed, we could identify these areas. I also used my trusty Baitboat's echo sounder to help me find possible features.
Another key element to success on a venue like this is baiting. Quality and quantity as well as accuracy is what makes all the difference. We used a mixture of boilies, tiger nuts and maize, spread tightly onto our spots by either casting it in bait rockets or by hand from a boat. And it looks as though someone's got a little carried away.
I've been out there, I've put about 20 kilos of tiger nuts, maize, cell and link boilies, and honestly, it's a cauldron out there already. Whether they're all carp, who knows, but there's definitely fish down there, and they are churning that bottom up. It is so exciting when you see that. Absolutely mental. It looks like a jacuzzi.
After a long day, we decided to rest the swim for the first night and get a good night's kip in preparation for what looks like a busy few days ahead.
The next morning we were fully charged. Rigs were tied, more bait applied, and we were ready to rock and roll.
New lake, first cast. Happy days.
Let's do this.
The rods were now set and we wanted one of the lake's big uns. A 50-pounder was our team target, and it didn't take long for Ali's bubbling spot to produce our first take.
I think it's no record breaker, this. Feels like quite a small fish. Here we go. Fish number 1 from a new lake. In the net. Here we go. Won't keep out of the water for long. Perfection in miniature. Probably about 7 pounds, but we're off the mark.
Not really the size of carp we were expecting, but we waited patiently. Surely the next one was going to be bigger.
Rod's been out for probably 3 hours now, and right and rod's away. Our first fish on a new lake. Feels good.
This carp was running Dovey ragged.
This fish isn't that big, but it is so powerful, it's a joke.
And after a dogged battle, this one was finally ready for the net.
Yes. Oh. I am absolutely knackered. How about that? Fight from hell, but 29 pounds, 8 ounces, and the biggest out of this lake so far.
Myself and Dovey were now off the mark, but Spooner was still yet to have a nibble. He was currently using tiger nuts as bait, so a tactical change was on the cards.
Now, there's been a little bit of activity in the swim so far, not loads, but enough to suggest that carp have been feeding and that I could have had a bite. Now, sometimes your hook bait choice is wrong, so with just little tweaks, changing the colour, changing the flavour, can make all the difference. I've got quite a boilie heavy mix out there, and I haven't actually tried a boilie on the hook. I am now.
So while Spooner cast his new baited rig, I was landing my 4th carp. Unfortunately, another wiener. But it looks as though Spooner's change has paid off.
Well, how about that for a tweak?
And by the looks of it, Spoons, this one's a proper carp, unlike the ones Ali's been catching. And with the carp finally tiring, it was now ready to be netted.
We're off the mark. Get in.
And before Spoons could even weigh the carp, his right-hand rod was away.
Well, it looks like we've got them feeding. Now's when it could get fun. That's a big carp. Get in.
With a break in the action, Spoons weighed in the first of the 2, this one tipping the scales to just over 30. A lovely common carp. The next one looked even bigger.
Well, how about in for a brute then? 41.5 pound. If you ain't happy, you think you should be having bites, do something different. We've got off to a brilliant start. We've all had fish so far, but Ali went ahead a little bit too early. He's only catching the small ones. I might be the last to catch, but already I've had the biggest 2 from the new lake so far.
The carp were getting bigger and the chances of hitting our target of a 50-pounder was surely looking good. With Dovey back into action, hopefully he can keep the momentum going.
Yes. It's a big old mirror, that is.
It is, Dovey. It's the biggest carp caught on this lake so far, weighing in at 42.5 pounds.
Yeah, big old fish. If we get spawning time, that's a 50-pounder nearly.
It's got a frame of a 50, isn't it? A length of one.
Absolutely huge.
Yeah, you're having a bit of a trip, aren't you, bruv?
Yeah, good way to start that, isn't it?
Yeah, just, you know, stick them out there, catch a few big uns, put them out there, catch some more big uns.
Coming up, will the team achieve last gasp glory?
It would be ledge if it was big. It really would. Last night.
Out of your swim.
Out of my swim.
We're now on the final leg of our Slovenian fishing adventure. After a frantic start on the new lake, we were now catching some decent-sized carp, or nearly all of us. Our target of catching a 50-pounder from here was now looking like a real possibility, and one of the key tactics to our success so far was baiting regularly and topping up our spots, finally demonstrated here by Spooner. And like clockwork, he's got a bite.
Lots of my bites yesterday came very soon after baiting up. This one's come whilst baiting up. So a bit like a lot of the lakes back home, we have a saying where we ring the dinner bell. Carp are used to that sound of something hitting the water with some food raining down. These carp are no different.
Yeah. Nice fish that, worthy of a photo.
Oh, and a replay. Let's have a look at that again.
Oh, he's actually took me glasses off me face.
What a legend. That's something I've always wanted to do. Well in, Mr. Carp.
Now, where are my glasses?
Even though Spooner was taking a beating, he was still catching big carp, unlike me. Being positioned in the middle of the night swim seemed to be where a lot of the smaller carp were, but while out in the boat, I bumped into a local angler, Emil, who told me of a local's favourite carp spot, which was down towards the dam, and had kindly agreed to take me there.
I fish here a lot, you know, here during the weekends, just for day fishing. Only one time this year I get this place.
Our luck wasn't in either, with anglers already in Emil's spot. He decided to show me to another area not far away where you can still fish the deeper water.
So here it is. We are here on the plateau.
And then where does it drop off again? Just check. 7-2, coming down slowly.
Slowly, yes.
Yeah, this is towards the slope of the back, yeah?
With the use of the boat's echo sounder, we identified a raised feature called a plateau, a perfect area that attracts carp. But this part of the lake could only be fished during the day, so we placed our markers and put some bait over the spots, ready to return the following morning.
The nights were quiet here and only a few small carp were caught. And at the crack of dawn, Ali made his way through the mist to his new spot, hoping he could turn his fortune around.
Fishing from a grass bank, I cast my rods out to my spots and I was set for the day ahead.
Right, 2 are out there, but just look at that view. That is honestly beyond spectacular. It's just got a real big fish feel about it, a monster carp feel.
While Ali was now set, Spoons and I were busy, casting more bait onto our spots, ringing that dinner bell, hoping the big uns are nearby.
The morning passed and I had seen no sign of any fish, but by midday some carp was starting to show over my spot, and before I knew it, my rod was away.
Oh, that took a bit longer than I thought. What a buzz, going to a new area and getting a nibble.
Ali's fishing close to the dam wall pillar, so he may have to use a boat. So being prepared, he got some help from the crew.
Oh, yeah, we're going around there. Oh, no.
And his fears were right.
Ah, it's cut off. No.
Oh, I really hope that wasn't ours big chance.
I should have been quicker into the boat, to be honest.
With time starting to pass us by, we needed to land every bite possible if we were to achieve our 50-pound target. And with screaming takes like this, there was no more room for error.
With help from the crew, Ali launched the boat, hoping to keep the carp away from the snags. Successfully avoided and close to being landed, was this the one? Has he finally managed to get amongst the big uns?
After all that excitement, I'll give you a quick glance. Probably about 18 pounds. But you got the heart thumping.
Unlucky, Al, but with one day left, there's still hope that we could achieve our team target and snare one of the lake's 50-pounders. Early the next morning, Ali made his way back through the mist to the dam for the final day. Big carp was all we could think of, and we were now gunning for a fairy tale ending, and Spooner was called into action first.
Yes! Yes! I'll be honest, it's not quite as big as I first thought, but what an absolute banger. 34 pound on the button. And it's good timing really, because as it turns out, there's one night left. I'm not allowed to stay in this swim because somebody else has got it booked, so I've got to get packed down, have a little wander, see where I can flick them out for the last night. Hoping for a bit of last night magic.
A great start to the day. Over in my swim, I seem to have set up in a popular bathing spot where the...
But I've got a proposition for you.
Okay.
How'd you fancy a beer? There's a bar over there.
There's a bar over
So while those two headed off for a beer, I was into another carp, unfortunately another tiddler.
Ali Hamidi's new series called Tiny Carp.
Well, cheers, mate. This is the absolute life here.
Cheers, brother.
What are you doing with your life then? Are you,
To be honest,
No.
mate, I found this and came straight to you to tell you.
Yeah.
So I've not found anywhere to fish yet, but my gear's all packed away. I can get
Right.
in the boat, have a drift and find somewhere.
Okay, well, seeing as we are best friends, after all, you're more than welcome to come and fish with me for the night. It's a double swim. There's lots of fish in there, and I've seen some big fish showing short. So,
Have you? I've not been with anyone this trip. That
Yeah.
does sound quite nice.
beautiful. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
£50 on the last night.
All right, mate.
The babosh.
Chin chin.
So we finished our glasses and headed back to Dovey Swim for our final night, and I was going all out for a big un. The plan was to fish like the locals, stepping up my gear and going big on bait. I changed to a double 25mm boilie on a larger size 2 crank hook. And rather than spotting out, I got Dovey to go out in the boat and pile in around 2 kilos of just large boilies tightly over my casted rig. This will surely reduce the number of bites, but hopefully target that elusive 50-pounder.
Big hook baits, last chance saloon.
I was also back from the dam and getting my rods out for the final night. We'd all fished hard, but had been slightly unlucky with our average weights. With one night left, hopefully there will be one last twist to our Slovenian tale. And in true monster carp fashion later that night, we did, and would you believe it, it was Spooner whose rod was away.
It would be ledge if it was big. It really would. Last night.
Out of your swim.
Out of my swim.
If it come up and it was massive, would you dive in
Yeah,
like Crocodile
Yeah,
Dundee?
I'll jump in and grab it like that.
And that looks a decent fish, don't lose it.
Get in the net.
Yes! Oi, oi! Oi, it is big.
What's happening?
You can be modest until you land one of them.
Giving you just a little wobble up. 46.4.
Whee!
No, 25 kilo, mate, but honestly,
Biggest
the way
of the
we've
trip.
had to get biggest of the trip from this place.
Well, there we go. We weren't sure. It's stayed deep for a long time. I was expecting a 30-pound common to pop up. Instead, it's a 46.4.
46.4, mate. Well done, Spoons. You've done it
bruv.
again, mate. Unbelievable. Well done.
This may not have been the 50-pounder we had our sights set on, but it doesn't matter. When you catch a carp of this size at last knockings on the final night, it feels like victory. We've caught so many carp on this trip. This adventure is one we'll never forget.
Personal favourite fish of the trip, especially when we met little characters like Mikey on the way, was that 39 common from Vogracek out in the boat, fighting it in there. It felt raw, it felt wild, and I love that feeling. You know, that if you could bottle that, have a little neck of it every once in a while, it's a good feeling.
Been lucky enough to catch quite a few fish while we've been here, but there is one that sticks out above all the others. It's not the biggest one. It's actually my second bite from here. Had a nice common, but then had a really beautiful mirror carp. The fight was nothing spectacular, but when I look back at the photos, I've got this perfect image of an amazing mirror carp with the most beautiful backdrop you can imagine. That will stay with me for a long time.
obvious highlight for me was catching Toro. I keep sitting down and thinking, what are the chances of doing that? It really were slim to none, almost no chance at all. So I feel extremely fortunate to have done that. I was one of the guys there that's fished there for 10 years to try and catch that fish. So it puts it into perspective, really, on how fortunate we were to get it.
Right at the start of the trip, I'll be honest, Slovenia wasn't somewhere that I'd ever looked up, ever thought about visiting, even from a carp fishing point of view. And now that I've been, yes, I've been on the lake for a long time, but I've travelled through the country. It's so picturesque, absolutely beautiful, forests everywhere, and most importantly for me, loads of big carp.
The major highlight as a team is simple: to come to Slovenia, to fish a lake with such a special, sought-after giant as Toro, a specimen that so many anglers dream of catching. To actually land that carp, the mythical hard-fighting beast, it shows that even your wildest dreams can come true.